Have you ever felt trapped by invisible rules, lost in a world that makes no sense? If so, you've already stepped into the Kafkaesque, a world shaped by the philosophy of Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka wasn't a philosopher in the traditional sense. He didn't write treatises or manifestos. Instead, he used stories, dark, surreal, and unforgettable, to probe the deepest anxieties of modern life. Who was Franz Kafka? Kafka was born in 1883 in Prague, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The son of a domineering father and a sensitive, intellectual mother, Kafka felt like an outsider all his life. By day, he worked as an insurance clerk. By night, he wrote stories that would change the world. The Kafkaesque. The word Kafkaesque describes situations that are bizarre, illogical, and nightmarish, where individuals are crushed by incomprehensible systems of power. Imagine waking up one day to find yourself accused of a crime you didn't commit, with no way to defend yourself and no one to explain the rules. That's the world of Kafka's novel, The Trial. In The Trial, Joseph K. is arrested for a crime that's never named. He's shuffled from one faceless authority to another, searching for answers that never come. The courts are labyrinths, the officials are indifferent, and the logic is always just out of reach. Alienation and absurdity. Kafka's characters are isolated, not just from society, but from themselves. They struggle to find meaning in a world that seems designed to frustrate them at every turn. This sense of alienation is at the heart of Kafka's philosophy. Take the Metamorphosis, perhaps Kafka's most famous story. Gregor Samsa wakes up one morning to find he's been transformed into a giant insect. His family is horrified. He's trapped in his room, unable to communicate, slowly forgotten by the people he loves. What does this mean? On one level, it's a nightmare. On another, it's a metaphor for how modern life can make us feel. Alienated, misunderstood, and powerless. Bureaucracy and power. Kafka's stories often feature vast, impersonal bureaucracies. These aren't just settings. They're characters in their own right. The system is everywhere, but no one seems to be in charge. Rules exist, but no one can explain them. The result is a sense of helplessness, as if you're trapped in a machine you can't escape. This reflects Kafka's own experiences working in insurance. He saw firsthand how bureaucracy can strip people of their individuality and dignity. Existentialism and the search for meaning. Kafka's work is often linked to existentialism, the idea that life has no inherent meaning, and it's up to us to create our own purpose. But Kafka's vision is darker than most existentialists. For him, the search for meaning is often blocked by forces we can't understand. His characters keep searching, even when the odds are hopeless. There's a kind of quiet heroism in their persistence, even if they never succeed. The human condition, hope, and despair. So what can we learn from Kafka? He doesn't offer easy answers. His stories are unsettling because they reflect our deepest fears. The fear that life is meaningless, that we're powerless, that we'll never be understood. But there is also a strange comfort in Kafka's work. He shows us that we're not alone in our confusion. The struggle to find meaning, to be seen, to be heard, these are universal experiences. Kafka's legacy. Kafka's influence is everywhere, from literature and film to philosophy and pop culture. Whenever you feel lost in a maze of bureaucracy or overwhelmed by the absurdity of modern life, you're experiencing the Kafkaesque. In the end, Kafka reminds us that the search for meaning is what makes us human. Even in the darkest moments, there's a kind of solidarity, a sense that we're all in this together, trying to make sense of a world that often refuses to explain itself. If you found this journey into Kafka's world thought-provoking, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, in the face of the absurd, you're never alone.